Rosie, good night to you. Gustav, did you hear the forecast today?
No, neighbor, I was away. I never got a chance to hear.
You were elsewhere.
Yes, sir.
Yes. All right. So the forecaster who is going to be joining us soon was looking at a possible path for the PNP. Why we could hardly find one.
Well, neighbor, I think the PNP themselves, with these people that they have now, will never find it either.
How you see your MP doing there, sir? Things have improved for him.
Oh yes, neighbor. In terms of favorability, we're seeing that's going up gradually, and we continue, neighbor. We are continuing to win over staunch PNP supporters who are deciding that for once and for all, they're wanting for the constituency of Northeast St. Elizabeth to benefit from the prosperity being experienced across other constituencies in other parishes, and even our neighboring constituency, such as over by Floyd Green's constituency, and over Mr. Hutchinson's constituency as well. Gradual improvements are happening over there significantly, much to the benefit.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, much to the benefit of people, because it has brought about people earning and so forth. And we're trying to bring about the same sort of energy in Northeast St. Elizabeth, neighbor. And we're trying to make sure that we combine and make St. Elizabeth stronger with the 4 divisions. So once the 4 divisions remains with the JLP, we promise that not only Northeast St. Elizabeth, neighbor, but St. Elizabeth generally as a whole,
yes,
will be a place to be reckoned with again.
Based on the history of the parish, Gustav, you would agree that northeastern St. Elizabeth is going to get particular attention from the PNP. They historically see this as their safest seat in St. Elizabeth. You're saying that has changed.
That has changed significantly, neighbor, and let us use numbers to show that. Neighbor, yes. We had a candidate, Sapphire Longmore. She ran and she would have amassed over 6,500 votes. I'm assuming, I stand corrected. However, though, she managed to go over 6,000 votes, neighbor. At the time when she went over 6,000 votes, neighbor, if we look at the amount of votes that the PNP would have won by at that time, and so forth. And then we would have also looked at previous representatives for the constituency of Northeastern that were JLP. And she would have had less time. Basically, our time did too short for she campaign, neighbor. But the thing is, she was able to manage to get 6,000 odd people voting for the Jamaica Labour Party that prior to she had no real machinery at all in Northeast St. Elizabeth, on neither the parochial level nor on a central government level. So how she fared then, it was acceptable regardless of being a defeat. It was just a trajectory to show that once the Labour Party would have stamped its authority in Northeast St. Elizabeth with a good candidate, as we have one now, the writing was always on the wall that once we have a candidate, especially one that hails from the constituency of Northeast St. Elizabeth, the PNP would have always been in hot water. Neighbor, the PNP themselves in Northeast St. Elizabeth was struggling to find a good candidate. They would have changed 2 candidates in short space of time, meaning they would have ousted Raymond Price forcefully because they would have referred to him as a non-performer, and then he would have been succeeded by Mr. Redman, who also would have walked off, sir. And then he would have left it for Basil Weath that got a flagging from the now MP. So the PNP has always been in disarray. Neighbor can even go further. Roger Clark, upon leaving Northeast St. Elizabeth, left a PNP stronghold, a bedrock, but he would have delivered very little for the people in terms of substantially or things that are tangibly benefiting the constituency. So he would have known that he has no track record, and therefore nothing would be there for him to bring back himself to the people because he has no track record and he was coming under fire from comrades. So the PNP neighbor just needed a little competition in Northeast St. Elizabeth, a stiff competition, and it is inevitable that that's what the PNP got in Northeast St. Elizabeth. We're not expecting, neighbor, the constituency to make a massive swing against the PNP fully, but it will swing enough to make us victorious another time.
Yes, you are working closely with the team there on the ground, Gustav. You are telling labor rights tonight that you are going to bring home Northeastern St. Elizabeth. So
and I can double down.
Huh?
And we're doubling down on it, neighbor. We are doubling down and we're saying without fear or richer that we will comfortably retain the constituency of Northeast St. Elizabeth. Even when the PNP were to put up their best ammunitions, neighbor, we are positive that we will overhaul the rejected candidate that the PNP would have dumped into Northeast St. Elizabeth.
You call her a reject, sir?
I called her a rejected dump. Yes, neighbor.
Uh-huh. Why are you doing that?
Okay, so I'm not doing that in a derogatory way, neighbor. I'm speaking in the sense of reality, meaning, neighbor, Zuleika Jess, the PNP candidate, she would have been rejected by the PNP themselves, meaning she would have made an endeavor, neighbor, to become vice president of the People's National Party. Her endeavor was rejected by the then General Secretary, or probably still the General Secretary, Dr. Gaetan Campbell. Now, in Dr. Gaetan Campbell's argument, he would have outlined that Comrade Zuleika Jess does not fit or meet the eligible criteria to be even be nominated as PNP's vice president. Neighbor, if that was never enough, she would have presented herself, neighbor. The same Zuleika Jess would have presented herself in a constituency of Central Clarendon. That constituency, neighbor, is where she hails from. She would have outlined in the Jamaica Gleaner that she has business there, she has families there, and she would have grown up in the area. Neighbor, the people with a voter turnout of 33.26% rejected Zuleika Jess by 3,000, meaning she got largely rejected by the people from whom she hails. Therefore, how then is she expected to come and uproot a sitting MP from the constituency of Northeast St. Elizabeth? In London, neighbor, the same constituency where comrades are fed up of PNP importing people to handle their current affairs that would have failed. We have the audio-visual recordings.
Yeah, you land now?
Well, I land to take a portion from you now.
Okay, all right. So despite what we are hearing that it is a battleground constituency with advantage PNP, that's rubbish.
I will say it is rubbish, neighbor. Rubbish, neighbor. Uh-huh. The PNP are using their councillors to tally themselves as being ahead, neighbor. I cannot speak for any other constituency. But neighbor, we will have recognized that it is impossible, neighbor, for Comrade Zuleika Jess to come inside of the constituency and per division expect to get more vote than the PNP sitting councillors. It is impossible, neighbor, meaning we would have recognized what avenue she would have tried to think that she's going to have a victory on. Neighbor, it is clear. She's not known by people in the constituency. Therefore, she's riding on the ticket of her councillors who are non-performers. Neighbor, yeah. We would have recognized that she is riding on those tickets.
What you are saying, sir? Because if the PNP cannot win Northeastern St. Elizabeth, they are going to struggle very, very bad to win the election. You know.
Neighbor, in short, let me tell you this. Neighbor, the ticket of the councillor that Comrade Zuleika Jess is trying to bank on, neighbor, we would have recognized that, neighbor, and we would have deliberately and successfully mitigated a specific councillor, especially a specific councillor number. And those numbers if a local government election were to be called a morning, neighbor, the winning council for the PNP would win again, but he would not see the same numbers. And that's our aim, neighbor. This is the PNP stronghold that we're making reference to. We don't want to win the stronghold for the PNP. And our objective was met, and we're continuing to meet the objective.
That's Braze River or Balaclava. He's not going to tell me. So
we're making reference, neighbor, to the Silo division, the Balaclava division. I won't speak for Braze River, but we would have recognized that Comrade Zulika just going to find herself in hot piece of water, hot troubled water, neighbor, because we know that she's only, neighbor, literally banking on the strength. She's riding on the fortitude of her sitting PNP councillors, neighbor, and we know their strength, and we would have recognized the tactic. We're making reference to the Myers, and we're making reference to Fisher, neighbor. Both of them, if election were to be called in tomorrow locally, it's their only bedrock. Both will still win, but neighbor, we can promise that they would never be victorious with the same numbers that they would have won just last year, and we can prove that.
All right. So then, if the PNP cannot win, northeastern St. Elizabeth, there is no path to victory for the PNP.
There's no pathway. There's no free ticket, neighbor. We have a division that is so strong, can almost provide us with 2 successful PNP councillors vote overall. Neighbor, there was a wave against the party because of the malicious rumors and fabricated rumors against the Labour Party and our Prime Minister. It also spilled over in the local government election because the PNP would have managed at that time, neighbor, to bring the people in a conundrum. And the type of conundrum that they were brought into was to depict the JLP and its leader, our Prime Minister, as being corrupt. Neighbor, no real thinking citizen, to be honest, wants to have that type of leader. So if you are being fed those misinformation for the phase that it is being fed in, neighbor, you're going to buy into it, and those were long gone arguments that are fading out, neighbor. We're getting back our people, and we're getting them back in numbers. So right now, neighbor, we have our quarter of labor rights, and we're also now having and boasting of crossover comrades.
Yes. Have you any information on the canvas on the ground?
I will not give any sniff of information to the PNP as to how we're breaking their backs, neighbor, and we're literally breaking the backs of the PNP, neighbor.
Why I tell you this is interesting, Gustav. Give me a little water break. Listeners, stay with me here. I want to talk to Gustav for a little bit more. Dominic? All right, you ready, sir? You ready?
Yeah.
Ready? In 2016, he ran against Charlton Colley. 5,881 for Robinson. 3,835 for Colley.
Almost 2,000 votes.
Eh?
That's almost 2,000 votes.
Right.
And in 2020, it was 1,000 something.
Yes.
But
the Labour Party didn't improve their votes much, though, you know.
Pardon me?
The Labour Party didn't improve their votes by much.
By much. I know, but I'm saying no. Frit has the momentum. If you notice, Julian, you ought to hear his voice.
You mean he's locked down in his constituency?
Yes, that's what I heard. Because Frit, a lot of people like Frit. It's the first time since he's running, he's going to get a real competition.
Boy, I tell you. Sorry. Even my phones.
Some people might think I'm just making up numbers, you know. But remember, it's the same thing. In 2020, when a lot of people think that the People's National Party would have won the election, even though they said it was a low voter turnout.
But sir, listen to me. What is it that you are saying to me? Because if the PNP is not winning southeastern St. Andrew, then the Labour Party is winning 50 odd seats.
And I think there's going to be a challenge, you know. There's going to be a challenge. I think there's going to be a challenge for that seat. Because you see that seat, it stems from Woodford Park, you know, down by a track in Almontown, and it goes straight up into Trafalgar.
Yes, but may as well you just say the party win all 63 seats because
I can't win 63 seats because there are some seats that cannot.
If that seat is competitive, sir, then there is a shift in the political landscape of Jamaica that is of monumental proportions. Southeastern St. Andrew, a battleground, huh?
I'm thinking it's a Frit is likable, you know. Frit is likable. Frit in that area is very likable. Very likable in that area. So to me, it's the first time we're going to have a candidate that is going to challenge for that seat. Remember also,
you are in that constituency, sir?
No, but I know about that constituency. I had a family that lived in that constituency who are PMP at the time.
I heard the same thing about Kerry Douglas last time, and it was an easy win for Mr. Robinson. Come on, man. Let's be real here. Politics is about a numbers game, you know, sir. You are going into an election with a 2,000 majority in a relatively small constituency. That's hard to overcome, you know, brother.
So then look at Peter Phillips, who had a huge majority, and then his numbers shrink. Nobody wouldn't believe that Peter Phillips would have barely win.
You are using the 2020 numbers?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a difficult election to use numbers from, because I don't think that the parties were able to maximize their voters. Wouldn't you agree?
The PNP always maximize their voters, neighbor. If you look at the voter percentage in terms of turnout in their bedrocks, neighbor, them not fall off by big. So to come with those loose arguments about the pick up PNP to come vote, neighbor, it is useless, neighbor. If you look at the percentage in terms of turnout for the PNP bedrocks, that alone can tell you that the PNP themselves pulled out all they could in the last election. Nonsense, neighbor. COVID or no COVID, they were all out, neighbor.
Hold on. You're not suggesting that this seat here is in play?
I'm not saying, but I said there's a chance for him to win. And there's a seat because look at Central Kingston. A lot of people thought that seat would still remain with the People's National Party, right? And what happened?
You know, the comrades that are online. Enough of them, they both, you know, nothing.
But see them, man. I'm not fierce by them.
Yeah, the comrades them is online. I go play something for them. Comrades, thank you for joining the program tonight. You hear? Listen to this. And your Holness, yeah.
Neighbor,
yes.
You know that in 2020, when Delroy Soley became MP for North East St. Elizabeth, it was one of the national surprises to people. Like this seat was never expected. There was no pollster, neighbor, that would have given Slowly, nor the JLP, the nudge for the constituency. Not even at worst, neighbor. We heard these arguments, neighbor. We heard them in 2020. We heard from the comrades in Northeast that, look, JLP will win by the general election, but they now go Northeast. Neighbor, they were on the sorry side.
Comrades,
2020. So we are not daunted, neighbor. We expect them to pretend that if they are confident, neighbor. They are nervous, neighbor. The comrade leader could not fool the PNP stronghold the other day when him come. And neighbor, if the PNP was so leading, think about this, neighbor. The comrade leader was brought into the same division last year to speak to the same people and shop pizza. The comrade leader was brought to North East St. Elizabeth less than 3 months ago, neighbor. Neighbor, he came to the border of North East St. Elizabeth, a rock stone away at the Magati High School, neighbor. Neighbor, if the PNP is so strong as they're pushing the narrative, why is the comrade leader campaigning so much in their own backyard. That no make sense, neighbor.
Don't make no sense at all. But
you can't in your own backyard a campaign to neighbor. Neighbor, if your constituency and you rule it, neighbor, why the PNP have to fork out so much money to buy a vote from their own comrades? We are back done, neighbor. They have no track record, neighbor.
Yes, I see you winning. I see you winning. But my friend, own boss, tell me when you can come on for me, no? Help me out with this. My friend is suggesting that St. Andrew Southeastern is now a battleground seat. My goodness. Well, if St. Andrew Southeastern is a battleground seat, take it from me, the Labour Party is going to win in a this is going to be 19. Boy, I tell you, not even 2,000 numbers are here. Nonetheless, any game can play at this point. But path, Dominant, do you see a path to the PNP's victory?
Dominant? For Julian?
No, sir. For the People's National Party, do you see a path?
No, I don't see any path, to be honest.
Don't see any path.
No, but this is what I know. Look, you know, the most of the polls that are done now, you find that the older voters are with the People's National Party and the younger voters are with the Jamaica Labour Party, and that's where you're going to find the most momentum push for the Jamaica Labour Party. And remember again, a lot of people that were on the voters list, some of them can't even vote again because some of them not even around. So the People's National Party have an aging voting population. Have an aging voting population when you're considering them going up against the Jamaica Labour Party. Very aging.
Okay. They say them father Banya. My goodness. No path to the PNP's victory. Mr. Green, you're in Manchester. Come here, Mr. Green. Mr. Own Boss, you coming up? Tell me quickly. Let me see what is happening. All right. My friend from Mandeville, how are you, Mr. Green?
Good night, Mr. Neighbor. I'm not living in Mandeville anymore. Yes, sir. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Okay, I'm living in South Manchester.
Where are you, sir?
South Manchester right now, sir.
Yes, you're in South Manchester. Mr.
Yes,
Green, how are things settling down in South Manchester, sir? How are things there now?
All right, basically right now, they are not on a campaign chain right now. Them just doing some house campaign based on Mr. Chin was there, so he leave to Southwest Clarendon. So they have a new.
Yeah, let's give him a little time.
You not hear me? Mr. Neighbor.
This is not working out for him at all. You are in South Manchester, sir?
Yes, sir.
Not hear me.
No, this is not working out for him at all.
Still not hear me?
Yes, sir. You're in South Manchester?
Yes, sir.
No, I'm not hearing you.
Okay, I'm in South Manchester.
Okay. But I am not hearing you. Let me see if I can just turn off this something here. And I'm gonna switch my internet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come off the internet. If you ever say they cut off my internet.
What's that, someone?
If you ever disconnect my internet. Eh?
You still not hear me?
I'm hearing you now. Yeah.
Okay.
You have to go help me put on back my internet.
Neighbor, I think the problem is coming from your end.
Yes, so what I'm saying is that the internet, I had to switch. I was on the Wi-Fi. But if you ever say then cut it out.
Okay, so he can go again, neighbor, 'cause he was answering you, but you were never hearing.
Right. All right. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, as I said, Mr. Chin leave a couple of weeks ago, so it's like the new candidate caretaker, he's not really campaigning at the moment, but what he's doing, he's going around house to house and do some checks with the people them. And he also have a team that is in all different divisions. But from my perspective, we are looking good down in Alitapan division. Yes, why I say that, because we have a lot of
Mr.
people.
Golden don't get today. Mr. Golden.
Yeah, where he was there?
Eh?
Where he was?
In Alligator Pond.
Okay. In private meeting, man. But no one see them on this still. But here I go on, Mr. Neighbor. You see, Alligator Pond Division and Newport Division is PNP 2 stronghold. You hear me?
Yeah, hear you, man. Yes.
Yes, so what I'm thinking, this is my thinking, not the wide public. Mr. Ives is living in Sea Air, New Forest. So what I think will happen now, I think he will maximize some of those PNP vote, bring them over on his side. And if we can win Alitapan division, well, we stand a very, 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 very clear chances. Because Grovetown is one of the strongest JLP division in South Manchester. Marginable at porous, because the last local government election, we won by 23 votes.
That's porous.
That's porous, yes. In Grovetown, we won by about almost 600 votes. Newport, you just win us by like.
You win by 600 votes in Grovetown. You got 1472. They got 1245.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, Grovetown are the strongest era still.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so if we can maximize the vote in Alitapan division and Mr. Ives can be victorious down here, well, we stand. No, Alitapan division.
Yes.
So we could use down here and cancel out.
How has the change of candidate affected the vibes in the constituency among the workers? You have you picked up any difference? Anything?
Well, to be honest, the workers them go all out for Mr. Ives because the result was 73 to 20. Mr. Ives gets 73 votes and Mr. Chin get 20.
Yes, so you have been able to bring the party together there. You have been able to unify the
yes,
camp.
yes, because basically Mr. Ives is from South Manchester, Alitapan division. That's where he has his family and that's where he lives. So a lot of people is going wild for Mr. Ives right now.
Yeah, but I understand that they have sent Mr. Chin down to Southwest
Clarendon. Yeah.
Huh? That's what you heard?
Yes, Southwest Clarendon. Yeah, man. And he's doing well too.
Is that so?
Of course. All right. Basically, the party is using Mr. Chin as a David.
To slay
to slay Goliath.
What are you saying to me?
If you can remember carefully, Mr. Chin has won 2 seats in the last election, 2020 election.
Say that again.
I said Mr. Chin has won 2 seats in the last general election, 2020.
I don't understand.
Because he also won he also won Central Kingston.
Mr. Chin?
Yes, because basically when Mr. Chin have done all the work in Central Kingston, when Mr. Chin was moved from Central Kingston, it's about 25 days to election.
25 days before election, he came in.
Yeah, so he take almost 3 weeks and a few days to win South Manchester.
How are you saying to me?
Yes, because at that night, when I was beside him, his phone was ringing endlessly, and it was people from.
So that's why they
Central.
sent him to Southwestern Clarendon. He's a last minute man.
Yes, so he's a David.
Oh,
I heard that the first day he walked to Southwest Clarendon, one of the councillors gets strokes same day.
do what?
Gets strokes.
And died?
No. He never died. He gets strokes. And I heard that yes, no, perhaps it wasn't a major.
You mean China gave him stroke?
Right away, and I heard that Cousins is out right now, busy around the place because David come.
All right. So you think that you're going to be able to hold on to Southern Manchester, sir? Even with the popular Peter Bunting?
I know, trust me. Peter Bunting may popular in name, but not at work. Because remember, he's close by South Manchester because he was essential and the people don't know his behavior and what he's capable of doing. Peter Bunting just come on, run a piece of money per election day, and when he win, nobody not see him again. That's what he did in the local government election.
What you saying to me?
I told you, all right, in the local government election last year, February, the JLP was leading up to about 11:30. And when the black van drive down, they make a big difference.
There was a black van, sir? Is a Brinks?
I would say it's a black van working into a Brinks position. Cause that's when everybody started running for their 5,000 t-shirt. So that's where we lost Alligator Pan Division because that was a very strong place for us. But basically what the PNP did, it's a very strategic move. They use a person from Alligator Pan Division in the JLP stronghold. So what happened now, some of those people did not vote because they said they're not voting against their own, but they're not voting for him. So he maximized some of our vote. They did not come out to vote, they stay in. And I heard that it was alleged that the night before election, person was down there ink in hands.
Ink in hands?
Yeah man, ink up finger man from the night before the election, the Monday morning.
You don't drink, Mr. Green? You don't drink?
Me no. But where I live, I got some cronies, who's a very strong PNP supporters, and they mind tell me everything, man. Money I run for the night before election.
Yeah.
And you have a very popular businessman. That is duty to come down when time election is close, to come and run the cash.
Oh?
Yeah. That is PNP style from ever. I know, to be honest, this is the first time I ever see PNP campaigning.
They campaigning like Dependency?
The campaign, I born 1969, and I have never seen a billboard put up in Alligator Division by the PNP before.
And it put up now?
And it is up right now. I'm about to go to some Bush Corner. This is some billboard put up.
What are you saying to me?
Mr. Bunting is very busy on the ground at most every grave digging and funeral right now.
Bunting is on the ground, they're campaigning it?
Yes, man. Every grave digging, then come out and hold up a band, hat and shirt.
Oh?
Every grave digging.
Yeah.
Boy, I tell you. You know, Jamaicans, are you aware that there's a third political party in Jamaica? Are you aware that there's a third political party in Jamaica? As a matter of fact, there's another one too. A fourth. Are you aware that the UIC?
I know about UIC.
Eh?
No, about UIC.
You know about the UIC?
It's a church organization to
it's
me.
the UIC. And that's the Ras, that's the black. Boy, I tell you. It's time we give up. It's time we give us a block a seat in the parliament, you know. You don't think so? Ross Asta Block, are you gonna be running this time around?
You would have to come on a Jamaica Labour Party's team in order to have a chance, but would have any seat out there for him.
Boy, I tell you, he can't run in West Kingston. All right, let's go back to our friend from Southern Southern Manchester. So my friend from Southern.
Yes, sir, I'm right here, man.
Give me your best. Give me your best forecast for the South Manchester seat. How is what's the best result you see coming out there another?
Well, my speculation, as I said before, if we can capitalize upon Alligator Pond division, we have a clear victory.
You have to win Alligator Pond.
Yes, this is the division that we have to pay attention to. Basically, as I said before, Grove Town can stand on their own. Newport is marginable. Porous is marginable. Well, for now, Newport is their strongest, and I think Mr. Chin has done a lot of work in Newport, so I know that he captured a few of the PNP minds in Newport. Because when he was leaving, there was a lot of disgruntled person in Newport that I couldn't believe that they were going with Mr. Chin.
Yes.
Mr. Chin has done a lot of work, trust me, he done a lot of work pertaining to the first, the two previous MP. Because Mr. Pate said that the best thing from South Manchester was to fish them from Alligator Pond. And you don't have to campaign because there'll be an idiot down there. But the reason why he could say that, because we all know that most of the elder person, them as a PNP, and it's not because two of PJ and Mark Golden. They are PNP from Michael Manley days. Because those persons get handled from Michael Manley.
So you say both Alligator Pond. You say both some fish the Alligator Pond?
No, I said Mr. Pate said the best thing from South Manchester is to fish them down by Alligator Pond.
Oh.
So he's not coming like, respect the people in from South Manchester because he said he's an idiot because he don't have to campaign.
I see. I got that.
Okay, because those PNP is Michael Manley PNP. So this previous PNP president do not make a change or make a name for himself. The majority of the people who could speak with some people like in them 60s, late 50s, they will tell about Michael Manley. They not talk about PJ Patterson or Portia or Mark Golden. And Michael Manley they talk about. But basically, I don't see what Michael Manley do for the wider public of South Manchester. He helped some PNP from Comrade build them tank, and in 1976 to 1977, and give them land lease money to go and do farming.
Yeah, you've been in the politics a long time, sir. How do you see the election before you know? Tell me how you see it going.
Basically, the wise are the well-thinking Jamaicans. They are looking forward to Dr. Andrew Michael Holness. Based on his achievement, because we have never seen a prime minister can come and campaign an achievement. Even this budget presentation into an election year, you did not hear Mr. Holness come out with a lot of promises. So that is an edge for me, and I've been here a long time. I have been through the rock of the PNP.
Yes.
I have seen the destruction of the PNP. Even when I was a youth growing up in the 70s, late 70s, I have feel the hands of the PNP. I remember at some point, my mother have to boil ice cement in the morning to make tea for us to go to school.
Ice cement tea?
Ice cement tea.
How that taste, sir?
Minty.
Oh, yes.
Because there was no sugar for us to use. Even at one point, we have to block some bush and use a young ackee to wash our clothes. And then they came in with a soap named Dirty Girl Soap.
Dirty Girl?
Dirty Girl Soap, yeah. So,
Dirty Girl Soap?
Yeah, we soap them Dirty Girl Soap and long soap over them cut, where it's full of fat. Smell very bad. Yeah, so
they call it the dirty girl.
Yeah, the soap, yeah. So I could never out of my good mind and sense and say I will go and mark for the PNP.
Let me ask you, is the dirty girl soap still available?
Them say cut out, man.
Okay.
I must find PJ guy and remember PJ Patterson live with a lot of things, you know. Yeah, man, PJ Patterson live with a lot of.
Do you know about the dirty girl soap?
Yes, man.
I think I've heard of it, man. I think I've heard of that soap. It's a kind of creamish color soap, like.
Yes, brother.
Yeah. Some people use it on beard.
Dirty girl soap.
Yeah, man. It's a popular maple market, man. Yeah.
It's a brown soap. Okay. So you are saying, based on your experience, that you expect that the Labour Party will triumph in the other polls?
Not Labour Party alone, the well-thinking Jamaica who want a future for their kids and their grandkids should go out and vote for Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party. No doubt about that.
Yes.
Because
have you campaigned in other constituencies, sir?
Well, I'm planning to go and campaign in Southwest Clarendon with Mr. Chin whenever time he called on me.
You're going to go down to help Mr. Chin in Southwest?
Yes, I will go down there because I'm a very vocal person and I'm very convincing too. So anytime the time is right and he call on me, trust me,
when you meet an elector on the road, you meet a person and they say that they're an uncommitted. Convince an uncommitted for me. How would you convince someone to vote for the Labour Party?
It all depends on the age group that I meet on. Yeah. If it's a young person who never vote as yet, or a person who vote one time, well, I could go to that person, I could explain to that person and show them the policies that this party or this government have in place for young people and how they can better off their life if this party is still in power.
That's excellent. Casey somewhere around here, you see, Jamaica. I think he's having a little problem. Hold on there a little for me. Street politics.
Good evening, sir. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Why I know about the dirty girl soap too, you know. Though a child I was at the time, some of the time you couldn't even get it at the shop because you hear say it come on the whole district here because I'm a rural man, as you should know it, hello neighbor. By the time you reach the shop, it's gone because it was a scarce commodity then. And then like that, you know, for those of us who were around that time, we have to show people that this is part of what the PNP did, mismanagement of the economy, and it brought
was responsible for dirty girl soap, sir?
Yeah, man, dirty girl soap. Hey, may I tell you something, you know, neighbor? I remember one time a man. Seriously, my friend. Yeah.
How were they responsible for it?
No, but think about it. You in charge of the country, you know. If you're in charge of the country, you must provide the means by which goods and commodities come into the country so that the people can be distributed across the country. There and then, remember, you stop getting goods from overseas. You have an embargo. And
hold on. Aizana is my son. My son Aizana. Come talk to me a little bit now, man. How are you doing? Yes. So how was the PNP responsible for the dirty girl soap?
then tell me something now. You as a government too supposed to provide goods to the people. Like, you know, for example, you don't produce, you import. How is it that you can import the stuff? You go out, you brag with yourself, say you go walk to the mountaintop with cute with
Hold on, let me talk to you a little bit. Him say I'm shy. You don't need to be shy, man. You're shy with your father. Come on up, man.
Yeah, but so you don't need about how the prime it's all right. Running the country is like running your home, you know. You make provision, goods will come in. You don't make no provision, no goods no come in. And in the case of where we are going to talk about, we're going to walk to the Michael Manley, not we, was going to walk to the mountain top with Castro, and then US say, look, you're not getting no food, you're not getting no goods and service. So there and there, you know how that went, you know. So
the Dirty Girl soap was a response to the harsh economic times we were going to. So it was a soap made in Jamaica?
I don't know where that soap come from, to be honest with you. And the other thing, do you have a flower they call lionhead flower? You know that flower, right, Mr. Green? And if like a shop get a bag of flour and the whole district convert on the shop, it can't share for everybody because the district greater than the 100 pound of flour.
Well,
and then some people used to pay still with you.
Well, on my boss. When my mother got a shop up by the lionhead flour, it a compulsory if you get £1, and mostly £0.5 people don't get. And you have to buy 2 pounds of caramel with that. And when you mix the lionhead flour with the caramel, you have to warm the water that they can combine the flour and caramel together. If you know, use the warm water.
Good evening, everybody. Street politics. Let me tell you how the Dirty Girl soap was made. The Dirty Girl soap was made. I don't know if you know where Separate is and Spanish Town Road. You know where Separate is and Spanish Town Road, right in Seaview Garden?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. There's a little section which them release the wastewater. It used to run in a one little gully right beside Seaview and go in at the swamp. The people them used to go in at the gully where they release it and catch the sediments out of that and make the Dirty Girl soap.
What's the sediment from Separate?
From Separate where them release. After them make them product over there, they would have released the little waste.
Same thing I make cooking oil, the byproduct.
The oil and them. Yes. They would have released it in that gully now if you run, go to the swamp. Now, I think if you go there and some days right now, they still do it. It's not on a larger scale as one time, but it is still being done. So if you go there now, you see some people in the little gully there with some drums. They are actually catching the runoff there. And that is what, when they catch it and harden it, then cut that up. I can't tell you what them add to it. I don't know that part of it. But when they catch out that's where them go hard and cut up, and that was the Dirty Girl soap.
And that soap was sold, distributed in Jamaica and sold for usage, sir?
Yes, it was.
Mostly in the markets, even downtown financial markets. So people
But you can't get the normal washing soap, so man, we resort to what's available, you know.
In terms of affordability, or just soap was just short?
Yeah, what's available, neighbor? Remember, you couldn't find the other, like your magic washing soap, or you couldn't get soap powder or whatever. So you got to resort to what's available, you know.
And they call it, so why they call it Dirty Girl?
Because it stink. Anyhow, you use them and wash your clothes and rain fall upon it, you have to rewash them again because it said this come out brawling night.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, man.
Okay, that is very, very sad. That is very, very sad. Anyway, Mr. Finley, how are you, sir? He's on a little bit of a break.
We know, neighbor, I must tell you, we have to always remind people of the history of Jamaica, where we are coming from to where we are today. It is not an easy road for us to even have the type of advancement we have right now. It is not perfect, but it is much better than where we were before. And think about it. It took steady hands and people of capability who means Jamaica well and not themselves well for us to be where we are today. You see, because in the case, I don't, when Bruce Golding came in, we created that fiscal responsibility framework, you know, that was the dynamics that shift things over where we just never have that great appetite for high interest rate debt again, but start to choose cheaper means of borrowing and more responsible ways of how we repay our debt and kind of turn the corner with the economy. And if you consider it too, neighbor, the JLP government has always faced unfavorable economic times because in the time
of something, street politics, and I did some work today on looking at the policies that the PNP is putting forward, and I came to the conclusion, correct me if I'm wrong, that the PNP has not changed its thinking towards the market. They still are looking at how can we distribute through our policy. But you cannot do that unless you create wealth, sir. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I totally agree with you. I'm in total agreement with you 100%.
So although they're not saying it, yeah. But if you read what they are proposing and you realize that it is coming from a mind that is wedded to socialism.
Absolutely.
But then socialism requires cash, sir.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And if you don't have the
no matter cash, what, sorry to interrupt you, no matter what, it still takes cash to care.
Yes, but the fact of the matter is, unless you ground the economy in a way that it begins to produce that cash, once you start to distribute it, then you're going to find yourself in real problems. Am I not correct?
You are very correct. If we could look back at 1972, when Michael Manley took office, economic growth was 18.1%. And by 1974, the country was broken.
Here's the analogy I use to a person. I say, for example, you have a district shop. I use district because rural Jamaica is a bulk of a thing. And you say to everybody, say, come take all what you want. Take all what you want. Tomorrow you come pay me. As a matter of fact, you don't even know the ability of the person to pay you so that you can restock your shop. So it is I say this to say that in the time when Manley came and just distributed everything out, you not even know how the money will come back.
Yeah. No, no, listen, we're not speaking here about social programs, because in every society, there has to be a buffer where you have programs that takes care of the needs of the vulnerable in the society.
All right.
But when you're gonna come with rent to own, when you're gonna come up with scholarship, one in family, when you're gonna come with meal per day, those things have to be paid for. Street politics.
Absolutely.
Various other things. What you must do as a society, as a government, is to let the economy, the market, the capitalist philosophy, sir, which is what kind of impresses a lot of people about the Labour Party, sir. Because if you look at the two parties together on a parallel scale, you realize that one person is pushing opportunities that create wealth for individuals. So it is the individuals that must use the opportunities to create wealth. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
Rather than the state becoming the godfather or the father of people. So what you do, therefore, is that you create a mindset in people that government is to do it.
And that don't happen nowhere in the world at all.
It is how men organize to produce the means of their subsistence that constitutes the fundamentals of society, sir. Socialism is dead.
Yes. So that is why you see, hold on, Mr. Green. That is why you see Michael Manley did come with this thing called democratic socialism, It was just a fashionable putting something together to sound good out there. But at the end of the day, you can't just continually take the government resources and just issuing it out.
Let me tell you something about people. What people what people need to understand here. And here is where I kind of blame the government, because I have said to people that leadership is also about how you inspire people to follow you. So if you're going to lead people, people have to be inspired to follow you, but not only to follow you pathway, but to follow you to the end of the journey. I do not know that the Jamaican people are clearly understanding where on the path to prosperity they are. And I believe that the government needs to spend some time in maybe town hall meetings, I don't know, to whatever means, to explain to Jamaicans where on the path we are. Because remember this, in 2016, you could not find $43 billion to fix the road. You could not raise the public sector salaries. You can't fix the hospital. Right now, the government is boasting that it has brought crime down by 30%. You think that would have been done in 2016? Where would they have found it? Eh?
Yes, remember, say, after you pay your debt, you still have 60 cents out there where you owe, and you still don't pay.
Yes, Gigi, I looked at the calculations. I soon get to it. Yes. So the point I'm making, sir, is that when you build the society around individual responsibility, so what you are saying to your citizens now is, listen, I have laid the foundation for you. I have created opportunities for you to be trained, retrained, upskilled, and here are the avenues by which you, the citizen, must go into the economic environment and create. You see all this nonsense that you hear them talking about, rent to own and NHT, sir. A prosperous society is less dependent on government aid and assistance, sir. Because when a man at work, when a man is earning, when you create opportunities for entrepreneurs, people start them small business, they don't need to take out no loan, or if they want a loan, they go to a financial institution, show them their bank statement, and they are able to do what they want to do. It appears to me that one of our political parties is resorting to a time where the people look to the state, for their welfare, for their means. And I don't think that is the path that we need to pursue, sir.
Okay, all right. That's why PNP always believe in hands-on, because there was broken bad family in the 70s. As I can remember, as a youth growing up, when Michael Manley came in with his land lease business, where they gave the farmers them the red peas, the corn, the gungo, and the peanut. What they do, they wash off the pies off of it and eat it.
You mean the corn to plant?
Yeah, they wash off the powder off it and eat it.
Yes.
And when they get the money to go to expand their business at the farm, they use and buy bike.
Yes.
That's why this country, PNP will always wreck Jamaica, because PNP do not build country. PNP builds strength individual. They don't build country. That's why Dr. and the world have so many repairs to do at this moment.
And also, Mr. Green, a neighbor, also, when crime goes down, neighbor, the government saves in terms of our money, and it saves resources also. And when the government saves that money, that money can now be channeled over to a different ministry to improve the lives of people. So it has a domino effect, and it has a good domino effect when it trends down. So a lot to be taken from that.
Very good. Very good. Yes, sir. So it is releasing the limitations that you have placed on people, and then you have to get people to understand. You have to get people to understand the fact that they are the ones that are responsible to create the wealth for themselves. That is how it is to be. Many of us are wedded to ideology. You know the whole matter of what does government exist to do? One of the conversations we need to have in Jamaica is what is the role? What is the role of government? We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, among them the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that it is to secure these rights that government exists among men. So why government exists? To secure your life and liberty and to create an environment that you can pursue your happiness. Okay? So when you define government's role in a society, then the citizens now need to understand their role. For example, Gustav, I see where they are taking a picture of a toilet in my gully, suggesting that it's the member of parliament responsibility. It cannot be the member of parliament responsibility with the greater of respect to come to your community to clean up the toilet. That is nonsense. Go ahead, sir.
You know what is this nonsense, neighbor? It pains my heart, neighbor. Here are a few things that pains my heart, neighbor. If you see a family that tries to raise a family on the part program, it's like them a breed more poverty, neighbor, and not trying to rid themselves.
But sir, some would argue that the government needs more time. I am not arguing this as a political point. It's not a political point that I mean. I am saying that if you employ a man to manage a business, to manage an industry, and you realize that he is making strides, it may not be the best decision to... Well, I mean, the people of Jamaica need to make their point. But I believe that we have to get our people to understand where on the journey we are. Because you have to get people to aspire, sir. You have to inspire people, right? And in inspiring them, they aspire. Many of our people are still...
But neighbor, just a minute though, neighbor. Really and truly though. Because several people would have inspired themselves, intrinsically inspired themselves. And a lot of people would have excelled through intrinsic motivation. The people themselves also, neighbor, as I was saying, must realize that, look, there is a better way out other than relying on social benefits. For example, neighbor, why should I be on part program and my mother did grow up on it? And then my mother did dip on it. Who did willing to make the step, neighbor? Are the necessary move
yes,
or what,
where
neighbor?
Is the matrix? Where is the measurement? Where is the supervision of this family that you place on top? To see that now they have made strides, as I've argued. That path should be a pathway out of the situation you are. You can't stay upon path for 20 years, brethren.
Yes, neighbor, all right, neighbor, this morning I saw a man, and he's not over the age, past the retirement age. And a part check him account change. Big old strong man. And more likely, him did grow up on part. I say, yo, me not pleased to see that neighbor if he say, you did the pan part in your younger days, and then in your older days, here you come again, pan the same part. Brother, them thing they look, neighbor, it does not look right. And these are the type of mindset, neighbor, that the PNP is facilitating and trying to curve more into the society, neighbor. And Andrew Holness and the JLP is trying to have the society gradually do away from the dependency mindset. Neighbor, as a government though, if our people were tailored, neighbor, for over 18 and a half years or more to have a dependency mindset, in reality isn't a neighbor. A government that seeks to overnight or gradually want to have the people do away from that culture, you can come under heavy scrutiny, and worst case is you can become a hated government.
A man tell me last night, Gustav, that he's worried. He's worried. He's worried because it could be a 1989 all over again.
I am worried too, neighbor, with all of the confidence, neighbor, because sometimes when you hear some people's argument for being against the government, neighbor, you have to worry, neighbor.
Yes.
You have to.
And one of the reasons why he's worried is that politics is a funny thing, Gustav. Politics is a funny thing, and the Jamaican people, I must tell you, are politically unpredictable. I'm going to tell you that the Jamaican people are politically unpredictable because they do not vote on issues. They don't.
Well, neighbor, let us categorize it better. Let us say of 100% of people that votes, let us say at least 15% votes on policy, and literally probably the other vote off of emotion and tradition. Literally, how them feel at the moment. They don't really matter if the MP, but them get a good road.
Yeah.
They don't matter if after 30 years, neighbor, they don't matter if after 30 years them get water in the pipe and feed them household broke. So them take that to the polls now. Oh, we can't find food. As if the government or bad fiscal management are cause them to suffer. So them take it to the polls with them immediate emotion or how them feel, and not necessarily how the government caused them to feel.
Mr. Delroy, when you live in a society where 300,000 of your people are transactional, in other words, they are going to sell their votes. As illegal as it is, money have to go run. Then irrespective of how well a government performs, sir, the people of Jamaica are not predictable. You cannot bet on them. I am telling you that.
Have to fret, neighbor. If priority are not why you have predominantly voters, neighbor, going to the polls, you must worry. It don't matter how well you have done. Because priorities are not the reasons why mostly the people are taken to the polls. Come on, neighbor. You could have do good till you blow, you better worry.
10,000 people is all you need across the 63 constituencies, to win an election, Are you hearing me, sir?
I never heard it because of a bike.
A bike?
Yeah, a bike was passing on the road,
Yes, sir. Yeah. When you have 300,000 people that are transactional, in other words, you can buy them. You can buy them, sir. You can literally buy your way into parliament here in Jamaica, because these people, tell them about road, tell them about jobs, tell them about...
Who cares, neighbor? I'm gonna say to you, who care about road? Right now, I'm hungry. Right now, I'm a tree picking in the yard. I don't even know how them will eat later. Remember, neighbor, the same person would have used the same mouth to say, boy, I don't see nothing in the politics of 30 years, I don't get no water. And the same person get the water now. But here comes him with him personal problem.
Well, here is what I want to say.
I don't know, I never the money to go to my yard, and that make him go to the polls. As if, you understand me?
To those people, that elections have consequences. One of the fear that people have expressed to me, is that Jamaica may go backwards. I'm going to tell you exactly what people have been saying. They have been saying to me that they feel that if the PNP should win, Jamaica is not going to continue to strive forward. In other words, it's either we are going to come to a halt or we are going to take a couple steps back. And that my phone is falling down. Good night, General Ready. That is a struggle.
And you know what, neighbor? I think the PNP is setting up themselves to be completely annihilated. It doesn't matter if it's even after a defeat or even a victory, will send them annihilating. Let me tell you why. They would have riled up the nation, neighbor. Riled up the nation. And if they were to become victorious, then let us play a demon and say, worst case, they would have managed to rile up the voters, and people would have taken to the polls and given them the option. Neighbor, let us use the concerns that people are having today to put the PNP in government now and say, these people now want these issues to be fixed by the PNP, which the PNP cannot fix. But what if the PNP makes some mad move now to try to fix it, even though they know they cannot fix it, but just to appease the people, they make some crazy move just to appease the people. It would not be the best move for the people, but to appease them, you start giving a bag of things. Because you say, remember now you start criticizing the government now give enough, and then you set up yourself now for when you go, figure you like your name Santa Claus. Now, when you start going there, now you start give away like Santa Claus, and you're not growing the economy, neighbor, you're setting up yourself and also setting up the country for an economic collapse. And that's why me and you and other people worry when people don't predominantly go to the polls based on policies, strategies, and programs.
Achievement.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that is happening, Gustav, is that there is a semblance of prosperity in Jamaica. You know, when you drive across Jamaica, you see that things appear to be coming together. There is greater income equality. There are opportunities for people, but you know, we have in this secularized, materialistic society a thinking that I am to get there faster. I'm supposed to drive that Mark X faster.
All right, let me tell you the indicators, neighbor. Let me tell you the indicators that would have recently formed the mindset of several people for the past 15 years. No, let us be realistic, no, neighbor. No, we're not promoting, so we have to put the disclaimer on it. But we're speaking on realistic grounds now. So we will put the disclaimer on it that what I'm about to say, we're not promoting or endorsing it. But neighbor, when the people look at the chopper lifestyle, neighbor, I've heard teachers and nurses say, oh, them wish them could have lived like the chopper. When you hear these accomplished people making those arguments, you expect the people of subordinate ranks.
Stick up in. Here am I sitting down in this chair tonight. And I'm going to make a confession. I couldn't tell you when I full my gas tank. And there are some of my students online, you know. When I say students, young men that I've taught and helped. And believe me, sir, sometimes I feel shame. You think I joke me, mate? Because when me see how them step up in a life, and when them come back to see me, and me see when them are drive, yes, sometimes
exactly, neighbor. When you have students now, when you have students in the classroom, being rambunctious to the teacher and telling the teacher that right now his client can make one call and his client make him have half of what she have or all of what she have in a one night or one day. You know, the type of mindset they motivate other youth to feel like I said, this is the way out in a neighbor. So therefore make them lack patience. And also, other than lacking patience, neighbor, it also deters them from wanting to work hard to achieve. Because they're seeing several others earning or living a lifestyle that they desire. However, they're saying that you want to teach me, see them live the life there. Man, better me go this way here. So that the type of mindset over time, neighbor.
When you drive down to Mandeville, Gustav, and you see the amount of cars in the mark, you think these young boys are not looking on and say, I want
exactly. So we face more than just a political problem, neighbor. We face a cultural problem.
Yes. You're one of them car there now. And he does not understand that it is a process. Yes? And that process involves him equipping himself. Yes? That if he spends 6 months in art learning that training, he's likely to be able. I tell the listeners, you know, that I get a man to fix a little what do they call it on the panel box. And in 2 hours is $26,000. You know, I have a fridge where break down. And a man come take it out, call it back, say, boy, you know, it's $26,000 to do that. He does not understand.
Neighbor.
Yes.
Neighbor, they understand the process. They know the process. That's why they call what they are doing chopping the line. We are skip the line.
Exactly, neighbor. Exactly.
They know the exact process that it needs to take there. That's why they do what they call what they do, skipping or chopping the line.
But hold on. One other thing that does Chuck Finley is that it sets up competition among their peers. You see?
Yes.
Because when a youth drives into a community in a Benz and in BMW, he can barely read and he might buy you know, the most expensive bottle of liquor.
Anything, just say the most expensive anything.
And you're not to wash him car with it and him dog.
Right.
What you think the other young men in the community, what are they thinking? That this brother, how he has achieved it, I
All
can't.
right, Chuck, hold on there 1 minute. Neighbor, hold on. No, neighbor. If you, as a contractor now, in the construction field, I drive a Benz, the GLE type, and you have 3 other little hot car, and me, as a chopper, have the same Benz and 3 other hot car, I would say we're going to go to the youth as motivation and say, all right, I'm going to show them my 3 car as a chopper, and you show them your 3 as a contractor. Who you think them are going to look to mostly? The inspiration, based on the culture, the reality of the culture.
I am making a confession. Isaac, you are my son. You know what I'm talking about. That some of these little boys that I used to have to discipline, train them, teach them to read in a known time. You see the man them up push down some vehicle, you see, sir. And me I say, what happened to me? How them are, you know, the fact is that the society, sir, has a social imbalance.
Yes, sir. We have a cultural breakdown. We have a cultural mental breakdown.
Sir. And we have to talk about it a little bit more, because it is part of what drives the thinking of people. Yes? And this is why when you come and you offer a man a platter of promises, he's likely to believe you. When you tell him the time come, when you tell him the time come, he might look for the car mat and he thinks about what I wonder if you know, Gustav, people laugh whenever I say this. People laugh, but it is true. There are people in Jamaica that believe that if Mark Golding wins the election, chicken back, I go drop.
And I am fearful of these type of people going to the polls, neighbor. You think I'm not fearful of these type of
party? That party I got dropped.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Of course, neighbor. And your neighbor, you might have sound wild and elusive, neighbor.
Hears that, you know. If Mr. Golding hears that, you know, he doesn't correct it.
Yes? Yeah, but I will urge them to look to our neighbors to the north. Trump said, I will bring down grocery prices on day 1. And the people say, yes, that's what we want.
Well, Jam would
what
say,
is the price of grocery today? As some people when Trump was campaigning.
If the PNP wins chicken back, they all go down. How?
You know what, neighbor? You know what is strange, neighbor? The thing is in a neighbor. We have productive sectors out here.
Yes, Jamaica girl. I used to drive one little charade. And they said that I was driving the worst car too. It is a social imbalance in the society, Gustav, and I worry about a lot of Jamaicans, which is why it is very important that the Labour Party communicates well, that it takes the election very, very seriously, that it recognizes that it has not won the election. Yes, I don't even know how well they have done in terms of enumeration and things like that, right? But anybody who is sitting down there and talking about, oh, the party wins already, you better wake up.
Yeah, you better wake up. You better wake up.
You remember having that yesterday?
You better wake up.
Neighbor, remember that conversation when I told you that as long as there's 2 horses in the race, every one of them have a chance.
Guess what, Chuck? They use that clip of yours on a PNP live, you know. How they said that journalists asked you about the election, and you said that whilst there are 2 horses in the race, it is not over, right?
It's not over. That is that them can't use any clip them want. What I said was not wrong. There are 2 horses in the race. Both of them can win.
Yeah, but I get the feeling, sir, that there is a seeming overconfidence to the point where, you know, when you're overconfident, you can get so laid back that you don't even go out and vote, you know, because guess what? The election win already. I am here.
We saw that in 2011. Overconfidence beat us in 2011.
Yes, that the Labour Party. While
Dr. Christopher Tufton was losing by 17 votes, over 50 Labour right was at the bar supporting, celebrating we win already and did not go vote.
Yes, you know, I heard somebody say that 12 o'clock, some of the runners, them drunk, some of them who have people on the road, stiff don't junk because guess what? They
drunk, overconfidence.
Them see 100 Labour right in the line, and them say we win the election. They start celebrating.
Right. Right. So I will not subscribe to telling that we win already. We not win yet.
I know the JP voters neighbor vote on policies, but for some reason they are the set that are laziest to the polls, and the set that are not wanting of policies, strategies, and programs for their own development and betterment. They are first to the polls. The people who value government based on its performances.
I'm going to say something, Gustav. I think that the Labour Party should aim for the largest turnout in the election in terms of pulling out labor rights to vote.
That's our goal. That's our goal.
Oh, that is your goal?
That is our goal.
Well, I didn't know.
Every single labor right who can vote must vote.
Not only the labor rights, sir, but as many Jamaicans as is possible. There has to be a strong push to get voters out, because I warn you guys tonight. I'm telling you, do not underestimate the Jamaican people to buy puss in a bag.
I never do, neighbor. I never have, and I never will. That's why, like I said, every labor right that can must vote.
Look at what happened. Look at what happened in February.
People.
In February,
there's 200 people. 200 people that have started employment since this party come to power. It's not by accident. It's because of leadership why that happened. Right? So don't sit down at your desk and believe, say, oh, anybody come here go have my job. No. The PNP last turn in office, they cost us 44,000 business. If they come back, maybe the business where you get a job.
Repeat what you said a while ago, Mr. Finley. I'm going to tell you why you must repeat what you said a while ago. Mr. Finley, I'm not interrupt you. I'm going to tell you why it is important for you to repeat what you just said.
Thank you.
In interactions with people on the street, and everybody want to hear about politics. Hear some of them, Mr. Finley. Oh, I don't care which one of them when you know. Because anyone of them when me have work come on, you know. I'm still at my work. So when you remind them, sir, as to what can happen that PNP, sir.
The last time they were in office,
Mr. Finley, you know, the Labour Party has never won a third term. Never.
No.
Never won a third term.
But we have gone, this is the third time we are going for a third term. And this is the third time we are in a position where we deserve it based on performance. But I told you a couple days ago, Jamaican people,
indicators are showing that the party is in pole position. However, it's votes that win election, not chat.
It's votes that count. And Jamaican voters don't vote on a government's performance. That is the sad reality of our politics.
Yes.
You could have performed till you're dead. Them are going to look for you and say, even though you do me like, I still can't vote for you. A Jamaican voter.
Neighbor, hold on, neighbor, Mr. Finley must double down. Neighbor, hold on, neighbor. Sorry to interrupt you.
I have creeped up on some of these PNP meetings because I want to test their vibe. And can I tell you this? The PNP are damn motivated. You hear me tell you?
Yes, neighbor. Let me just Mr. Finley double down on something, neighbor, because it is very critical. Neighbor, a lot of Jamaicans out there are of the view that it doesn't care which party win a morning, them are going to still have them job and everything are going to marry same way. And that's not the reality, neighbor. Because if they have different fiscal ideas, neighbor, and those ideas are backward and not good for us, these type of policies and strategies of the PNP will have people losing their jobs. That is why I wanted Mr. Finley to double down on it, on the importance of people that have the view that
I want you to comment on this too, sir. That the People's National Party, their supporters are motivated as never before. That's the feeling I get.
Well, if that is neighbor, if that is the truth for them, that is just the truth for them. We are motivated just as well.
You get the feeling that labor rights are pushing with everything they have for a third term, sir?
I get the feeling that laborers on the ground are pushing with all that they have, neighbor. Yes.
I get the feeling that the laborers on the ground are taking this election serious. A couple months ago, I wouldn't have said that, but now I get the feeling that the laborers are well energized. And just a touch on something else.
I think there's a little bit of fatigue there. I don't want to say much about it. I will speak a little bit more about it in coming weeks when the election is announced. But I sense a little bit of fatigue on the Labour Party side.
Well, it would be the central government having fatigue, neighbor. Has to be MPs that are having fatigue. I don't think the central government is displaying any trade or signs that they are taking this comfortably.
At the risk of sounding, because I have to speak the truth, you know. I just have to speak the truth. The Jamaica Labour Party, sir, they have the better policies. They have the better team. They have the better leader going into this election. I don't know about the better machinery. I can't speak to that because I am a researcher and I have looked at the PNP's plans going into the election. I've looked at their team. I've looked at their leader. The Jamaica Labour Party, they have the better team. When you look at the team, okay? Now, whether or not that they can cap it, and not only that, they have the record. There is an undisputable record that the party has that it should be able to campaign on. The problem is that we live in a society that don't factor these things into the matrix when they go to vote. If the people of Jamaica did, the PNP meetings would have maybe
it would be a walk in the park for Holness. It would be a walk in the park.
Eh?
If it were for policies that the people predominantly vote for, sir, it would be a walk in the park for the third term. Literally would have been a walk in the park.
I'll tell you something else, sir. Because there's a lot of people in the diaspora that supports this program and come on this program. And when you talk to the people overseas, you wonder if it is the same Jamaica they came here and saw. You understand me? And these are people who live in developed countries. And when they come to Jamaica and they say to you, my God, I can't imagine the progress that the nation has made. What happened to we people them, sir? Is that the same thing them see?
Well, developed countries, yes, they tend to be more excited. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, listen to me now. It's the PNP them, not Jamaican people, the PNP people them. Come like they cannot see nothing that this government has done good. And everything that's going to make us better as a nation and a country, the PNP go against it. So it's like PNP is a cult organization. Even if something is in the full eyes, they cannot see it. As Carter Crawford said, PNP have bad eyes, but him have bad mind. So him even talk about the same because him see what going on in the country and see the development and the achievement of the Jamaica Labour Party. So how can we think about stopping the progress and the prosperity towards the next term? We have to come out and vote for the Jamaica Labour Party, and we as the foot soldiers, runners, outdoor agents, they need to go down to the grassroots people.
Listen to this, Mr. Green. In 2024, 311,557 persons voted PNP. I want to read it again. Just last year, February, 311,000 Jamaicans. 311. 555 voted PNP. You know how many voted Labour, sir? 289,843. You hear that?
But all right, let's force I say something, and then I'll tell you what I think would have contributed.
I just want you to understand.
I understand your neighbor.
311,000 people in a local government election.
But when we're doing data, neighbor, we have to look at different factors. So that's how you break down data. That's how our data is collected.
The problem
so
is neighbor.
No, I am making a broad.
I heard you, man. I heard you, man. I am
making a broad point that the opposition has support in the country.
But neighbor, if you realize what happened, it was just 29.4% a person come out and vote.
They still manage 311,000 people.
But what I'm saying, the next 70.6% of people.
Which year was that? Which year was that?
Last year, February.
February?
Last year, February.
But you have to consider other factors in a neighbor. You talk about
No,
local
I'm not. I know all the factors. I'm making the point that there are significant percentage of Jamaicans that are going to vote for the People's National Party. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's not a good data to use.
Yeah,
and I would have used my, constituency to tell you that is not a good data.
Well, I bet you in this election coming up that the PNP is going to pull out close to or over 400,000 people to vote for them.
They might lose momentum.
No matter whether they lose or win. The fact that the matter this is a polarized country.
All right, let us do foresight, neighbor. Can we keep interrupting him? Let us have
one of the problems we have in the country, neighbor, is that too many people rely on anecdotal information, right? Anecdotal information to make decisions and to make up their mind. We gonna have to. I don't know if it's a campaign or something we need to encourage more persons to rely on factual information. Our popular road really, our popular road really determine how people make decisions as to which government they're going to be supporting, right? And what we really need now persons to really take the business of governance more seriously, right? Look at the policies, look at what the government is doing for the country, what's in it for them, how it benefits not only them but the kids, right? How it shapes society and make a decision. But we don't have that. We have people just run with some little one-liners. Oh, Andrew are wicked, or Andrew have 28 bank account, IC report, or statutory declarations. And people will just hang on to that, without doing any further research, and just develop a feeling against the government just because of these very trivial narratives that are out there, right? We don't really have a lot of we have well-thinking.
No, I don't hear anybody. I don't hear anybody.
People who vote
but I don't hear anybody agreeing with me that the Jamaica Labour Party must get out its votes.
Yeah, neighbor, you're right.
That's the first point. It must get out its voters, sir. It must not sit on its laurel and think that that's one.
Yeah, we must speak. We must speak in the general election. We must speak.
Mr. Gustav, you have not won a third term. It may be loading. It is not won. You hear me, sir?
It is important, neighbor. It is very imperative that we peak with the core laborers. Hold on, neighbor.
When we forecast, when we do polls, the polls will say one thing. The vote happens on election day.
Totally agree, sir.
Like it or not, labor rights, you are not facing the PNP of 2020. You are not.
No, sir. We must speak and get the brata.
Forced, it is more united, and it has more popularity. Those are the facts in the forecast. It therefore means that the Labour Party will have to put on a damn good showing. And you see this coattail effect, it is getting less, it is carrying less weight in politics. Candidates matter, sir. And you see groundwork, sir. You can be very good in the air in terms of your air campaign, but you can be weak on the ground. No matter how much you're good on the air, you could have run ads every 2 minutes. If you do not have a good ground campaign, you're not going to win.
But we always emphasize.
Yes, sir. And let me tell you this: the election is not won when the election is called. You win an election when you win the election. You start the campaigning the day you win. Okay? If you sit down and you wait for the next 3 months to put your machinery in place, it's going to creak. You know, and let me tell you this, because a lot of you don't know, and I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say that there may be some surprises coming up, right? There may be some surprises, because one thing I can guarantee you is that the machinery of the opposition is very well oiled, and it is going to deliver for the PNP as much votes as it can. What you're gonna have to do is to make sure that you put more votes in those boxes. That is how you win.
One moment, neighbor. Let me tell you a few MPs that let me tell you how a few MPs can become casualties. Now, you see, if you have Labour Party MPs that are solely banking on their recent developments in constituencies merely, and feel like they must not interact with people to feel their mood and other interests or concerns, those are the MPs that will probably face a grand surprise. Because, as we say, neighbor, our people don't normally vote based on policies and strategies and programs, mostly or mainly. So the MP, they will feel like, say, oh, the amount of road me give them a people, I mean, even if I interact with them after now, so I go up on the ground. They must just look on the road and give them on the water and whatever. No. You must touch base with the people. You don't want to feel out the mood of the people on election day, because it may be against you. So you want to know the mood of your people before the election day is even announced. So my point is this, neighbor. Instead of continuing this physical hard groundwork, because the people would have been convinced enough, said, look, you're not lazy as an MP. You're willing to get the job done. But their growth is how often they might hear from you, how often they might see you, other than that in them constituents, in the community that them have.
You know that Bobby Montague won Western St. Mary by over 3,000 votes in 2020.
That's wonderful.
Did you know that Montague's seat in recent times was very, very close? As a matter of fact, there was worries there that he could probably lose it.
Oh yes, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
You can't have a 3,000 majority and even be the seat just closer.
You can't have complacency in a neighbor.
They're gonna beat me, I tell you.
Yes, I depend on your hard work alone. Think it all convince everybody to go to the polls for you. You fool yourself.
Remember, some constituencies are big, you know. And when you do work, it's not every section of the constituency feel it. And as Gusto say, you cannot just rely on the performance in the constituency, right? Alone. So what really happens is that you need organization and growing. You need a lot of groundwork. You need people to be carrying the message. People need to feel the party on the ground, you know. Right?
There is psychology.
Yeah, visibility of the MP, which is another factor.
Yeah,
right?
There is psychology in politics, you know. It's a mind game. It's a mind game, sir. And let me tell you something. No, a lot of you people listening to me know you drink Pepsi and you drink Coke. Did you know that Pepsi and Coke are not very healthy drinks? As a matter of fact, they're so unhealthy that probably you shouldn't even be drinking them. I hope TikTok don't cut me off for saying that. But Pepsi and Coke are not healthy drinks. But did you know that Pepsi and Coke are sold more than any other drinks in the world? Why? Why is Pepsi and Coke? Why do they sell so much? You know why?
Marketing.
Because Pepsi and Coke, KFC do the same thing. you know, many times you pass KFC and you have your one last $1,000 and you're going to go spend it, buy a piece, and it sometimes not even, you know, sex is the same thing, you know, for those of you who want to know. There is an impulsivity.
Those brands don't give you a chance to forget about them in a neighbor.
They tell you.
Them in your face. Always in your face, right? Out of sight, out of mind. And a lot of MPs think that their work alone will speak for them, but they are
them poor side.
You think you drink Pepsi because it's a healthy drink? You are drinking Pepsi because Pepsi has made you into an impulsive consumer of its product.
Neighbor. Neighbor.
Yes, sir.
There's also an advertising about vehicles like Rolls Royce and them, that says we don't advertise because our target market is not home watching television.
Aye.
JLP target market is at work.
Aye. Yes.
Well, you're one of the things that we need to understand. JLP would be very careless, right, to not be victorious in this election because we have so much top performing politicians and MPs. Take a man like Warmington. You could use Warmington as a model. We have so much successful models that we could replicate across all constituency, right? It is said that Montego Bay is probably the most organized parish when it comes on to, electioneering and all of that. We have so many different MPs, right, that knows how to win an election, knows about organization on the ground, right, how to train a team. And I'm saying, within the party, we can find a model that works and have the more marginal MPs or MPs that are in the more marginal constituencies adopt those models.
Yeah.
I
just want to caution
we can find a winning formula
that are enthusiastic. That you must ensure that on election day you go out to vote, you carry your neighbor, you influence others because you are in a race and the race is not yet won. A day in
Yeah, they get a public service announcement then, please.
Yes, sir.
I know what you're looking at my display picture, and I'm urging everybody, every well-thinking Jamaican, on the 29th of this month, we are standing with the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Right? We want to show we support for them by wearing blue on that day. Even if you're there, your yard, walk out in that blue. If you're asleep all day, make sure a blue pajama. Wear blue on that day to show solidarity with the Jamaica Constabulary Force.
You're not telling them to watch blue, sir?
That they are doing.
But they must watch blues, eh?
Some blues.
I need to drink a little water. My throat. I'm coming right back.
We are supporting the 29th. So yes, I am putting up that logo. That's what I want everybody on social media. If you support the Jamaica Constabulary Force, if you support the 36% reduction in murders, put up something. Don't follow nobody and go campaign against the Jamaica Constabulary Force. A law and order, we say.
100%.
Yes, Alvaro. Alvaro, what's up, sir? Alvaro, I stand with the Jamaica Constabulary Force. What say you? I said Jamaica must be rid of the criminals that have been holding us hostage for decades.
How important is this symbolism, though? How important is the symbolism?
It is very important, neighbor. The Jamaica Constabulary Force has come under severe attack from Jamaican for Justice and the People's National Party for simply finally being equipped and being encouraged to do its work, and it's finally having the criminals on the back foot. And we're not gonna let so-called civic groups come out and attack them and demoralize them. Well-thinking in Jamaica who like what they're doing have to stand up and show them support for them.
Yes,
100%, Factual. I agree with you.
Is it getting any traction though?
Yes, it is. I hear Mr. Dennis Brooks this morning. Yeah, Dennis Brooks and Nationwide mentioned it this morning in his program.
Dennis Brooks.
So yes, and Nationwide.
Or George Davis.
George Davis. Sorry, where does the Dennis Brooks? George Davis. Yes, he mentioned it this morning. So yes, the 29th we are blew out Jamaica. JCF would say. Down with JFJ, who has now become a political organization.
JFJ, no? JFJ, sir?
The Jamaican for Justice has now become a political organization.
What are you saying today?
That's what they have morphed into. Yes. I said it every day, neighbor. If Susan Goff, I'm trying to remember if Susan Goff has passed away. I think she did.
No. She I think she's in.
Oh man, she's alive.
She's alive. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
sure she's itching in her skin right now to see that the organization that she created for a particular purpose is now being used as a political tool. Right? The organization is now being used as a political tool. The reason that she created, remember why Jamaican for Justice was formed, it was because of a level of brutality that was taking place under the People's National Party government, and the need for it was formed. And now they have become a spokesperson for the PNP. I am sure Susan Goff cannot be happy with that.
Is not Susan Goff from that organization though?
So Susan Goff and another lady, I forgot the other lady's name, but yes.
Caroline Gomes as Christian, I told them, yeah.
Yes, Caroline Gomes and Susan Goff, yes.
Neighbor, it's neither here or there, neighbor. To be very honest with you,
will you be wearing blue?
I will be wearing blue, neighbor, because let me tell you the truth, neighbor. When crime changes down, neighbor, it is not better for me and you alone, neighbor. It is better for us, neighbor. Let me tell you why. Neighbor, the government saves, neighbor. Neighbor, it provides hospital bed space for a person that is in need badly because of another ailment or sickness, neighbor. Neighbor, some of these behaviors are unnecessary. Some of these doings are unnecessary, neighbor. And we must do away from it, neighbor. And also, neighbor, if a one less criminal or criminals in a prison, well, it's one less for the government to feed. And therefore, neighbor, the money can then be channeled over to a different.
Stop them on the line for the next 12 minutes.
But neighbor, what I understand is that groups like Jamaican for Justice and all those groups, their funding comes when them can go overseas and say, oh, say crime is high in Jamaica and corruption is high, and people will say, I rather fund you and you keep us abreast of what is going on. So a crime-free Jamaica is not good for their funding.
Mm-hmm. What kind of man,
right?
Neighbor.
Boy, that's a bold statement you're making there. Bold.
And I will repeat it 100 times. A crime-free Jamaica.
Hold on, excellent. Hold on.
One at a time. So let's allow an individual.
Wait, sir. Wait, please.
Make him talk, neighbor, then demeanor bad. We can't make him just talk him a talk. Make him just talk.
Neighbor, you cannot allow Mr. Chuck to ascribe motive to an organization of such prestigious reputation without the facts.
What is their record, man? What is their record? What is their record? You speak of them so highly. What is their record?
For justice is a bastion.
Excellent. Let me break you for a minute. What victory has the Jamaican for Justice won for human rights?
Yeah, what are their records? What are their records, sir?
What have they won for human rights?
You guys to show me where you have the facts to prove
what?
that Jamaican for Justice.
Guy, we're going to show you that. Answer us first. Give us the victories of that organization, please.
I have asked the first question.
What have they won for human rights? What has they stand?
Hold on. We don't want to get this started.
They have championed the fight for Neighbor. They have championed the fight for Mario Deeds, which is actively in the court and going somewhere.
All right. Can we pause for a minute? Can we agree that if we are going to talk, we are going to respect each other and we are going to allow each other to speak? If we can't do it, then we're going to have to just end it. Okay, sir? You don't No. Just wait. It makes no sense. There's 197 people who have joined. They want to hear what we have to say. And I'm going to ask Alvarado. Alvarado?
Man, or Alvaro, either way, it doesn't really matter.
Rido, whatever your name is. Good night to you, sir.
Night, sir.
You want to make a contribution to our discussion? Conversations that matter.
Yeah, as well, Mr. Chuck, that's an important question. So we are going to rebut what Chuck has said. We support them and say so. Important question, so maybe excellent ones, and then maybe give feedback.
No, man, your time. You go ahead and answer it.
Oh, so that's such now for Mr. Chuck to say that put Jamaican to justice as not supporting crime. Is it there is no merit to what Jamaican to justice would be saying, Chuck? Is that what you're saying?
Don't quote me wrong. I said they support criminality.
No, I'm saying to you, if there is no merit, I never said anything. I asked if there is no merit to their claim. Yes or no?
No, there's absolutely no merit to their claims.
Right. So there's no merit to their claims. All right. What are the claims they would have made over a specific period of time or any instance?
Why are they protesting, Alvaro?
Man. Foresight, man. Nobody, we don't want to lose the discussion. We are good there.
Why?
What are the claims that JFJ make that Chuck is now saying there is no merit to it? Give me an example.
They're claiming a high level of police brutality. They're claiming a high level of police brutality in Jamaica, and that is not true right now.
All right.
Extrajudicial killing.
Hold on. So what is? So there is not a high police brutality. So what it is? As it stands now, we have seen where reports that have come out from Indicom and other bodies that now we have basically what they deem as more than normal police killing versus recovery of firearm. I think they said base, if I remember correctly, over 100 and only basically take off maybe like 35 to 40 firearms of those people. So I would like for you to present me with that data, sir, because my data says different, and I can present you with mine. All right, what your data say? My data said the Jamaica Constabulary Force has recovered over 40 guns, over 140 guns from criminals that were analyzed. Well, I know. So when was that data driven from? What period? From 2024 till now. What, Chuck? But the people are dead, Chuck. The people are dead since 2025. So we have gone
2025, but nobody never did last year.
No, Chuck, make a reason reasonable. What is the total amount? Hold on, Chuck, hold on, man. Because me not going away. So you're not for it, me not going away. What is the total reported police brutality between January 1st
there is no police brutality. There is no police brutality that was reported.
Fatal shootings.
What is the total police fatal shooting between January to present? And what is the total amount of guns the police would have recovered from such?
I don't have the breakdown in my head right now.
All right, tell you what we are going to do. Me I go close my mic. You go close the mic. Somebody else come and we'll get the data because we want to present accurate information.
Mr. Finlay, let us also put the disclaimer out there that there's a percentage. Now, I may not be able to state the precise percentage, but there's a percentage of whom would have passed because of confrontation with the police that would have already been listed as wanted by the police. So if you're trying to insinuate that these are innocent people, take that off your mind, my brother. Because, as I said initially, some of these men would have been repeatedly brought up on the wanted list for the type of activities that they would have confronted the police with and ended up fatal.
We are going to
Neighbor, these two dons, but excellence and
hold on, JLP for life. Hold on, JLP for life. Excellent.
They were very disrespectful a while ago. Excellent was unalive. And him run off Alvarango and tell him, say, him a go over neighbor now because three dons labor right there over there chat pure foolishness. So them a go bomb rush neighbor live.
Well, me glad them come.
Bomb rush neighbor live now and disrupt it.
Thank
And
you.
you know
I'll
that
stop
Disrupting it. They are not disrupting it. These are low
Them
IQ
can't
men,
disrupt
so they
Labour
won't disrupt it.
But let me tell you this.
You can
Alvaro
exit the
and
platform now. You can come off now.
Hold on, no.
And leave the men to
Don't
discuss.
think about come out now,
Excellent.
too disrespectful and disgusting.
Yeah, man, we can't.
Hold on.
We're glad for the information. We're going to them, though. I can't class them coming up.
People are here
Hold on.
for the
I'm
IQ
right.
discussion.
Don't
We invite you.
No, wait, no, it's 96 people that we have.
Yeah, but
Totally stopped by the
neighbor,
police.
we
Huh?
have an intellectual discussion. Which
Not having no
carry
intellectual
news.
destruction, only did over on a platform. But
No, we have an intellectual
Sister, them good, man. Them good, because we can't escape them. They already. We understand your sister. We can continue, because we don't want them to
We
escape
don't
it.
put cockroach in a fight where human beings
Excellent. We are come back right away with it. Sister, JLPNP,
Hold on. This is so.
I will not allow you to call her no cockroach. Thank you,
No,
neighbor.
but
Very disrespectful.
Chuck and
well done, neighbor.
over on a life, good. Over on a life, good. We'll never stay over there on the people.
Sorry, Alvarado.
Yes, Chief.
Yeah, I'm going to end this little discussion here because an excellent. You'll not come back up on this platform.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Okay? It's the end of you. You have proven yourself.
Thank you very much, Nate. But them too disrespectful, man.
A man without.
Chuck, we talk another time. Let me see another time.
No, man.
I mean, know why you're running on, neighbor. Beg you a couple minutes. Let me address Alvaro,
So,
please.
you know me and you can't talk, but you know me scared when certain things start me a going.
No, hold on.
Yeah, but are your parents are certain things?
No, but Chuck, you have to understand. Chuck. All right, let me tell you what I not understand.
No, but I'm going to mute you, sir, because we are trying to say something that you're not listening. Sir, the program is about listeners. It is listeners that we are trying to reach. If you talk over each other, nobody hears you. So let us try and see if we can speak one at a time. No? That's how we're going to learn from each other. I am saying to you that it does show 96 police killings in 2025. Alvarado, open your mic, sir, and it is your time to speak.
I was saying that, as I was saying, I already have my data, so I was waiting for Mr. Chuck to come back with his data so we can match back. He's making reference of 2024 leading into 2025. Now I'm saying, what is it now in 2025? He said he did not have the exact data at the moment. So I tell him to pull that data and then we have a conversation.
I have given you the figures.
Some second device available to me.
Okay.
I've given you the figures.
Okay, so it's 96 as the gentleman provided. So you are saying now, Mr. Chuck, we are at April 22nd, and we have practically gone over 100 and little days, and we have almost 100 murder. That is not too much, Mr. Chuck. I'm not in support of if somebody of that nature challenge the police and the police.
All right.
How you know?
All right,
Mr. Finley, let me say something here. My brother, I do not think it is of any relevance. Well, it is of relevance, but I do not think that we are going to try these cases here. The fact of the matter is that the circumstances under which these 96 persons would have lost their lives, fortunate or unfortunately, we do not know the details.
Okay.
Having not been
Exactly where I was going.
hold on with the details, for us to try to adjudicate them is of it makes no sense at all. Because all we are going to do is to do a back and forth, and that is going to lead us nowhere.
Don't speculate.
That's not going to happen here. Let us move on to something else.
Yes, true. Yes, I agree, neighbor.
Yes. So can we move to something else?
Oh, sure.
All right.
Chuck. You want me to turn on my computer? So since we are done, all right, where could go Finsack, Chuck?
Let me go Finsack.
Yeah, sure. May I go have a Finsack talk? But here
Let's have a-
conversation. Well, I know. All right.
No man,
Here
but this coming like a hijack. This coming like a hijack, brother.
No, but me couldn't hijack a truck set. No, so me could just set perspective. When you say hijack, this conversation, me and Mr. Finley had planned this conversation maybe over a month now. So when me say me have a file, he knew I had put together all the research already.
No, all right. Let all right, no hijack my program. Let me ask you a question, sir. You are a supporter of the People's National
No. So I could have put that out there. No.
So are we not a supporter of the PNP?
Well, no, General. Me tell you, sir. Two of my best friends working in the office of Prime Minister. And my best friend, your motivation, me like me talk every day. The thing that I don't like, I'll give you one example. Me interact with Labour right every day. Me come on Chuck Finley. I first never come over here, so. Me come on Chuck Finley program everything.
All right, sir. I ask the questions here. Answer the question. Are you a supporter of the?
I said no, sir.
You are not.
No.
Okay. Will you be voting in the next election?
Yes, sir.
Have you made up your mind who you're going to vote for?
No, sir.
You're an undecided voter?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's fantastic. Let us test that a little bit more. My brother, have you seriously considered the choices that are before you as you are trying to make up your mind to vote for one of these parties?
Right. So when we think about choices, what option comes with the choices? What both candidates would have been? What both candidates presented?
Both parties.
As in parties, as in the opposition leader and the prime minister that present them plan. That me mean.
Yes. So have you considered seriously the policies of both the People's National Party and the Jamaica Labour Party, undecided voter?
All right. So I'm going to say this to you, and Mr. Pinley can confirm.
I don't want no food. I just want some tea.
Yeah. No. Hold on. Go ahead, sir. My brother.
I'm still here.
You probably will vote for the UIC.
No.
So you are ruling the UIC?
No. Me already confirmed the UIC that his plan is presented that is not applicable for Jamaica.
Okay. So you are considering voting for either the Jamaica Labour Party or the People's National Party?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
would I be correct? Would I be correct to say that you are leaning PNP at this time?
No.
You are right down the middle?
So, I know, but you know, listen, give me a chance to respond. So the reason why Mr. Chuck would have mentioned FinSac, I said to Mr. Chuck, I promise him, like I know tomorrow is the 23rd of April. If he can fully convince me, Mr. Chuck. This question, just listen.
Give me a little more time with him there. I'm going to get him.
If Mr. Chuck can convince me with the facts from his source that what he claimed that Mr. Mark Gold benefit, I guarantee him, like tomorrow is the 23rd, me vote for Holness.
All right, let me say something to you, sir. If your reason for voting for Holness depends on a convincing of Chuck Finley, you shouldn't vote for Holness.
Okay.
And that is the truth. And that your argument there is a dishonest argument, you know, sir.
Okay. Okay. But you are now saying to me
you are telling the listeners that the only way you'll vote for Holness based on a conversation with Chuck Finley?
No, Chuck said based on prior conversation with Mr. Finley and Mr.
Then you're not an issues voter, sir.
Well, I know.
No, man, but you just said that you are looking at the policies of the both parties. But now you are saying that you'll vote Labour if Chuck convince you about something?
Well, I know. I explained to you this conversation come way before this conversation that Chuck's talking about. That's why you're now saying that I'm hijacking your program. I am not hijacking your program. It's just because Mr. Finley said whatever topic I said I can draw from my file.
Okay.
I could talk about any other topic.
You have given one reason that if that is done, you'll vote Labour. What would make you vote for PNP?
What would make me vote for PNP?
Yes.
So when we look at the plot now, where is it that we are now in the country versus where we started? And the reason why I cannot understand Jamaica Labour Party politics and sometimes PNP politics, we just look upon development as when we start 2016, as we just got here, we lay some block and it was done. We never have no foundation. So I'm not the person that go say, boy, Mr. Holness come and in Billy Road no development in Jamaica. That's garbage. But likewise, me not go look upon you now and say, Mr. Holness, when you come, everything started at 2016. There must be framework there or something there before.
What would convince you to vote for the People's National Party? So that's my question.
I said I'm undecided.
Established that you're not voting for Holness. You remember?
No, don't.
You said, let me tell you what you said. You said you are an uncommitted voter.
Yes, sir.
You are not going to vote UIC. You're either going to vote for the JLP or for the People's National Party.
But me, I respect you if you repeat what I said. I said based on the plan UIC provided, that is not applicable to Jamaica.
No, man, I hear that.
They are totally out.
Yes, but then you move on to say that you will vote Labour if Chuck is able to convince you.
No, that's not what I said. I said based on prior conversation with Chuck, if he can prove to me with the accuracy of his source, I guarantee him I will vote for Andrew Holness. That's what I said. And that's what I've always been saying.
No, we want you to tell us now, because it's very unlikely that you're going to vote Holness.
So based on you are saying to me that Mr. Chuck is unlikely to provide the facts to the argument he's providing?
I don't think
but you are provided that as a reason why you will vote Labour. You don't see no other reason for vote Labour. You don't see another reason why you would vote for JLP apart from a conversation with Chuck.
Yes.
Well, I know. May explain to you again. I'm going to tell you history. Again, my uncle is a strong bucket of Babsy Grange. And my mother,
that is irrelevant. That is
irrelevant. I'm just telling you that I'm in.
No, but it is not relevant to this.
Okay.
Tell us what is going to make you vote for the PNP, because you have established clearly that is not likely that you're going to vote for the.
No, I never said that. You are the one putting that.
What will convince you to vote for any party then?
And I said to you, first thing he asked me if I have party line. So obviously, someone would have sent him video that I would have done or whatever, but it doesn't really matter because I only post facts, so it doesn't really matter to me. So at this point, he asked if I'm still undecided. He said he don't think so, which is fine. It's his own opinion. I don't have a problem with that. At this point, no. We are going into a general election now. There was a budget being presented.
You know, sir, I don't know why you're a big man and you're just beating around the bush. Come on, man.
I'm explaining. What kind of conversation we have?
We can't have
budget being presented.
Why?
Well, General, if we have a conversation, maybe we have a conversation, no man. If we have, must say 200 something people.
No, but all you give an intro, you can't get into the
remember saying, no, me have a conversation we couldn't even understand what I said last night. So I don't know me here come from.
Son of man. You are adding
a straightforward conversation, brother.
That is going to fry off. We have asked you a simple question. Simple.
I'm explaining to you from.
You don't need to explain it. It's not. It doesn't require.
If you ask me a question, I don't need to explain. I don't need to answer it. So I just tell you yes, no, yes, no. You want an answer why I'm going to do it. And when you provided why, then you give an explanation of why you're going to do the thing.
Okay,
it's
sir.
not a yes or no answer.
Let's try again. I am going to suggest to you, sir, that you are PNP.
Well, that's your suggestion, sir.
I'm going to suggest to you that you are pulling the wool over the listeners' eyes, that you are fully PNP.
Yeah,
you intend to vote for.
Well, that's what your opinion, sir. I can't blame you for
that. But I'm saying to you, you are well.
All right, don't
think that if you say you are PNP,
you're not
welcome here.
So your question. Based on all...
You're not on the side. Sir, you're not on the side.
Well, I know.
You're not on the
But
side.
you're not giving me that chance to answer. You're not giving me that chance. So we are going to have a
I
conversation.
want you to be honest with me, man.
But I am always been honest.
And you are
What are the
undecided, sir.
factors? Look here. What are the issues that are important to you, sir? That will lead you to vote for one party or the other?
Well, I know, General. We could have a conversation, no, man. We could be...
Comrade Alvarado.
Me been here and me been disrespected by
But comrade,
commentators. I mean, not leaving.
I've seen you in
Disrespected by who?
PNP.
Well, I know, man, calm down, man. Let me say
But I've
anything.
seen you in PNP company.
Well, you never see me by truck? You never see me with motivation, Miller?
Yes.
Okay.
Neighbor, ask the
Well, I
question
know.
again,
Well, I know.
Mr.
You have never seen me in the company of the engineer? You have never seen me in the company of Punkus?
Yes. But you have never put
Well,
on a
you have
orange shirt.
never seen me in the
You have
company
never
of
put on a-
Vegas?
You have never put on an orange shirt?
Me? Where?
I'm asking you.
My personal shirt, we ain't got not a PMP shirt or a Labour shirt. I don't wear party color.
Okay. But
No.
you like the
No,
policy.
hold on. Make we have a conversation. So, you making the proposal that I'm a PMP, what would have lead you to make such utterance or statement?
Because your argument defeats and shows you clearly,
All
sir.
right. So, what
Let me
is
tell you
my
something.
argument that would have provided so?
There are very few. If you see, you're very interested in the politics, tells me that you have a side.
No, man. Well, my only interest. Like, all right. So, me just say one thing.
I can't believe
At some point in time, Labour did a post video. I mean, I maybe do it for ask the facts. One such thing was maybe Joshua. I mean, Joshua talk about. I never remember Joshua. Yeah, Joshua. Joshua would have said something. There's certain Labour writer me have highly respected for. If there's a certain things, me just can't believe that me hear Chuck say some things. Me just want put Chuck, expect Chuck to say that. So maybe I reach out to Chuck and say, why did I say that?
Yeah. I have to go soon, sir. But
Yeah.
in your view, has Jamaica progressed over the last 9 years?
Yes, sir.
It has.
We are in between in the sense that some industry will have grown and some industry will still have questioning.
Would you encourage Jamaicans to go out and support the Jamaica Labour Party in the next
No,
election?
I'm not going to encourage nobody to support the Jamaica Labour Party or People's National Party. If of my experience, me I go tell you, and you don't see a reason why to support PMP or Labour, right? Then it's only of my experience of buying the product and not actually what your experience are seeing.
Let's try this again. So you think that the country has made some progress over the last 9 years?
Yes, sir.
You think the country is heading in the right direction?
In what sense? What do you call right direction? Give example of what the right,
Well, for example, crime is down by 36%. Is that the right direction?
Yes, but how long did we take to achieve that?
Doesn't matter, sir.
No, but it matters. All right.
Is
You
that
said
right?
that
Is it right or wrong?
All right, is it right? I'm going to ask you a question. Hold on, of course, man.
150,000 new jobs.
I give you, yes, I give you that tick.
We have to do a fast one. Is that the right direction or wrong direction?
Hold on. So is it that we are going to have a conversation? It's so like I see him type of thing we are going to have. We don't need to bumble again. We have a civil.
But you notice that you mostly
Hold on.
talk.
All right, so let me show me. I missed that minute. Hold on. I mean, man, ask question. So you answer a question. I missed that minute.
Yes, all right. For said, I'm going to close with you, sir. Do you think that the debt, the government's bringing down the debt? I think it's below 70% now. Right direction or wrong?
The debt to GDP is down to 70%. The national debt is not down. The debt to GDP is
yes,
is 70% and expected to go to 68 to 65.
Right direction or wrong
this
direction?
year, but the national debt
is that a wrong direction for the country?
All right, so we look at that now. That can be read as good and bad in the sense that bringing down the national debt, you can be able to get better agreement and negotiation with loan.
So you would say that that's the right direction?
Well, and two, but if you look at Japan, debt to GDP versus Jamaica, but is it Japan and Jamaica in the same? No, Japan is at a higher production rate. So what we need to get much better is productivity. For example, information coming out of Statin would have stated that export is down 11.8%.
Yes.
While import is down by 3.8%. So
Yeah.
we need to get
the economy of Jamaica, would you say it is better than it was in 2016 today?
To say better, what do we use to measure the economics?
All right.
What are the measuring tools you'd use?
What about the minimum wage? From 6,002 to now 16, would you say that's the right direction?
Yeah, but remember, with any...
Hold
on, I said yes, and I'm explaining to you.
Yes. What about...
No, but if you... Hold on. You're not going to do that, sir. When you said yes and I give yes, you're giving the impression that I'm saying yes without an explanation. And I'm saying yes, but the improvement in minimum wage comes with more than one factor, such as the movement.
So if you go to KFC and you ask for ketchup and you say yes, they must ask you what type of ketchup. They must explain what type of ketchup you want.
All right, sir. So I'm not going to answer your question. Me can just give a straight yes answer to a question that.
All right. So generally, I'm asking you. Generally, you're getting the time. Generally, you think the country has made some progress since 2016?
And I said that yes, sir. And we also make some.
And do you think that is an impetus for voting for confidence to vote for the government?
So before me answer your question, with all those development and progress from 2016 to present, was all started in 2016?
Sir, you're asking that question.
Yes, I'm asking you. Well, I know foresight, man.
Unemployment moved from 13.2 in 2016 to 3.5%, bro.
Well, I know. Me can't have if we have a conversation on a line item.
Look how long me keep quiet. But you're not talking. You're not making any sense, bro. You're not making any sense. But waste of time, neighbor.
He's gone.
It is a straightforward. He might always have a run because if you have unemployment at 13.2% in 2016, now down to 3.5%, and you're asking him if that's the right direction, and he must start and go round. That don't make no sense. It's a straightforward question.
Yeah.
Crime is down now, 35%. The lowest has been in 25 years.
Yeah.
35%. Or 36%, I think, the latest, right? It's a straightforward question. Is crime getting higher or is it getting lower?
Yeah.
Are we having more crime or less crime now? If we're having less crime, it has to be the right direction. It's just a straightforward question. That's how they are when they are PNP, acting neutral. He's not neutral. He's more leaning towards the PNP because he's hesitant to give the government any credit.
Yes. All right. Foresight, let's wrap this up. The fact of the matter though is that the party, you would agree, will need to keep pressing forward, eh?
Yeah, I take your point that the organization on the ground is going to be critical, and even more so in this election because I think the PNP will be coming with the A game, and we also need to ensure that we come with our A game, right? And
let me tell you something. We don't need to hide behind any political mask. Jamaica has changed, sir, and we don't need to hide behind behind any political mask. We have to come forward. You're welcome to talk to me, my friend, again. But as I said to the listeners today, there is much work to be done on the political front. You fighting for JP, brother, are suffering on the political front because we live in a polarized society. The society is quite polarized, and truth becomes a lie depending on who it is that is speaking, eh?
Yes.
And we lend credibility to people based
and
on...
that not only depends on who is speaking. When the lies become truth, right? Depending on how often it is repeated.
Yeah. But you don't have to do it for me tonight, guys. I apologize to you for not having the forecast, but I'll catch you tomorrow. Foresight and
No problem.
Delroy.
Yeah, we can talk.
Eh? Take care. Take care, guys. Take care. Yeah, I think Gigi will be coming on tomorrow to look at the housing policy of the People's National Party. I'll catch you Gigi tomorrow. Let's set that for about 9 o'clock, eh? All right, eh? Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for the gifts. Yeah, it's a new twist to it. One moment. Go ahead, Gustav. Go ahead. We're checking out right now. JLP for the rich. Oh. TikTok money boss. Good night to you. Good night, Chris Mullins. This love was meant to be. Then I know, baby, someday you surely will agree. Yeah. I can't wait to go. It's gonna be a fantastic day tomorrow, I can tell you. Won't let you go. I can't wait to fill you with my charms. Gotta let this love flow. I can't wait to hold you with. Thank you to all of my guests who passed through. Please remember, we're asking you if you can donate a laptop or a telephone needed for political forecasting, okay? Look at these on this one. Eyes on you, yeah? So that's a laptop. Don't have to be a brand new one. And we need a telephone, okay? I never met no one quite like you. I can tell you that we put a lot of work in this program. It's a lot of work that we put in. I can't wait to hold you in. So if you can help us, you can help us. I can't wait. You can do what you can. In the meantime, hold on to Gustav coming out for noise to say something. Oh, Gustav, where you there road this time of night to do? You want to know my producer, sir? Yeah, the program has to be produced, my brother. Good night, Sandra. Sandra, how you doing? Progressive youth, good night. Checking out. Right
yes,
now.
neighbor. I was in a little bit of noise, you know. I went
Sir.
to have a little one Guinness.
A Guinness?
Yeah, man. I went to have a Guinness, neighbor, but it was in a bar, so I had was to stay muted.
Why? And you know, after you drink this Guinness, you're going to go to another live for another 2 or 3 hours.
I must go to another live, neighbor. The thing is, neighbor, there's no yielding. You know, we're doing this with 40s, and as as one of my alma mater motto goes, Agi Animo. You know, we do it all our might, and
yes.
And that's the Excelsior High School's motto, and we do this with all our might. Neighbor, I'm a patriotic Jamaican.
You never buy me a white, eh?
Oh my God, neighbor, man! In short time, when we converge, neighbor, we should.
You want for me, you come a Rocky. Okay, Rocky come from you. You want for man? But what they call him, man?
Sorry, your live, Casey. Your live, Casey. Your live.
That girl from my
Forecaster, the forecaster is live and not even realizing.
Your live, Casey.
Yeah. Oh. I didn't realize I was on.
Oh, but what happened this evening, man? We never got you at all.
I was I ended up had to stay at work until about 10 p.m. We had some reservation. We had some walk-in. We had more walk-in than we anticipated, and we had to deal with them. So Kaluga was good this evening.
Oh, okay. All right. So we checking out now doing it. Past my bedtime.
Okay, so I'll have to give you that session tomorrow.
Yes. So you have to text me and tell me what time you'll be available. Good, Mr. Morel. Long time I not talk to you, man. Can't we talk about Thursday or Friday, Mr. Morel? Yes, Gustav. Check us out, no?
Gustav,
Of course, neighbor.
check us out.
Oh, of course, neighbor. Well, in checking out, neighbor, we just want to reassure Jamaicans, for those who would have been aware already, but for those who would not have been aware, the Jamaica Labour Party is the party that has the best interest of not only Jamaica as the country at heart or the island, but also Jamaicans. And we have seen that through the policies, strategies, and programs of the JLP, especially under the stewardship of our now Prime Minister, the gem, Mr. Andrew Michael Holness. Neighbor, there's no one here on the live that supports the JLP that will ever say to you that we're at our peak or where we're ultimately supposed to be. Neighbor, nobody though can deny that we are not where we once used to be, like we were under the PNP. My neighbor, the Prime Minister is building out Jamaica. And when we say he's building out Jamaica, he's doing so on a constituency by constituency level. So therefore, neighbor, the greatest asset to any country are its people. And when the people are benefiting, then you can boast as to how successful you are as a leader and your administration. Today, neighbor, we have several constituencies across different parishes that can be used as poster child for the Jamaica Labour Party's prolific governance in the terms of the affairs of Jamaica. We're not all perfect, nor is the government's doings all perfect. But notwithstanding, apart from being perfect, neighbor, the projections and the trajectories are showing that once we, as the people of Jamaica, walk the process with the government hand in hand, we will achieve more greatness, because we would have already achieved greatness, neighbor. So it's just a matter of achieving greater greatness. In London, neighbor, I would like to appeal to the people of Northeast St. Elizabeth. Be reminded that the PNP would have controlled your constituency since 1989 to 2020. They have no track record on which they can bring back to you people to say, reinstate them, the PNP. Neighbor, we have a sitting member of parliament, Delroy Slowly. He has a vision for the constituency of Northeast St. Elizabeth. A son of the soil makes him most befitting, neighbor, to handle the current affairs of the people of Northeast St. Elizabeth. Neighbor, is the governance of Mr. Slowly all perfect? No, neighbor. But the signs are showing that he has displayed more doings for the people of Northeast St. Elizabeth and their representation. Neighbor, it's just his first stint, and we promise that when he is reinstated as a member of parliament for Northeast St. Elizabeth, we will be using Northeast St. Elizabeth as a poster child to show where it was and where it has reached under the JLP, but more especially under the governance or stewardship of our now sitting MP.
You sound like you just wake up, Gustav. Guinness attack, man.
Neighbor, these are not utterances of a Guinness, neighbor. These are just patriotic, sincere utterances, neighbor. These are desires that I myself hold for the constituency of Northeast St. Elizabeth. Neighbor, I have families, I have friends that has businesses, family and livelihood in the constituency of Northeast St. Elizabeth.
We have to let it go there, though. We have to let it go until tomorrow.
Well, neighbor, no problem.
Have a great night, man.
I relay the same sentiments towards you and everyone that would have passed through, neighbor, and tap on your live and listened and learned, and therefore will impart what they would have learned to somebody else. I appreciate your platform, and I do wish you all the best, sir.
In your constituency to tune in,
I do implore them to tune in, sir, please.
Thank you. And Casey, you'll inbox me the
Jamaican girl, you know so land? I finally land. I make a crash land. Neighbor say must make a crash land, Jamaican girl.
Yes, sexy man, how are you, Miss K? Oh, I love you all. Like,
yeah, man, I don't good neighbor, and you know we have to do it the way I do it, professional.
Yes, that's right. That's why I tell you something. You're the best. You're the best. Batsman, loyalty, good man, good. Have a great day, my brother.
Yeah, man.
Miss K, thank you so much. God in peace, I tell you. Take care of yourself, Gustav.
Yeah, man. The people that put me in a stitches, neighbor.
Eh?
Your people in the chat put me in a stitches, you know?
What are they saying?
Why they must say a lot, you know? Someone say me talk a lot. A man say me not go to war with me.
You know, I think you're going to find a girl on the life. The girls them love you so much. Are you a handsome man, sir?
Pardon, sir?
Are you a handsome man?
Oh, neighbor. Oh, without a doubt, I am neighbor. And for those who know me, neighbor, they can also double down on that, man. Anti-fluffy manners.
And you're a lover boy. And you're a lover boy, to not true.
Up, neighbor. Can I tell you about it, man?
Yes. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, he doesn't sound like that. Chris Mullins, what do you know about that? Come on. Chris Mullins, so you don't sound like that, Gustav. What can go, sir? What am I talking about?
Yo, neighbor. You hear me? Tomorrow here, sir.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah, big up.
Bye, everybody. Bye. If I follow you, I don't go home. I go home. I have to go home. Miss K.
Man, my boss, man. Yo, neighbor. You see why we have to be labor right? You see why? And this is the reason why we have to be labor right, bro.
Yes. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, manners, everybody.
I've been longing for someone to give me love that's soft and warm. I wanna be your knight in armor. I wanna be your shelter from the storm. Every day of my life, you're like the air that I breathe. Yeah, I can't wait to hold you in my arms, and I won't let you go. I can't wait to fill you with my charms. Gotta let this love flow. I can't wait to hold you in my arms, and I won't let you go. Something tell me that this love was meant to be. And I know, baby, someday you surely will agree. Yeah. I can't wait to hold you in my arms, and I won't let you go. I can't wait to fill you with my charms. Gotta let this love flow. I can't wait to hold you in my arms, and I won't let you.
Oh my goodness. This is amazing. It's amazing, you know.
I've been caught up in the world from the moment that I laid my eyes on you. And I knew it was meant to be, 'cause the feeling that I'm feeling also too. I never met no one quite like you. someday you surely will agree. Yeah. I can't wait to hold you in my arms, and I won't let you go. I can't wait to fill you with my charms. Gotta let